Hey friends, how's it going? Welcome to Perpetually 28, Jay and Lowe's Convos. We go live every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Central. If you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you should, the link is in our bio. Please give this video a like, share it, show us some love. Thanks so much. Bye. We're human. We're going to feel jealousy. If you're not feeling those feelings, then you're a robot, right? So
100, yeah.
he elevated the fact that yes, in life you are going to exhibit these toxic behaviors. It doesn't necessarily mean you're a completely toxic person. You know, things fluctuate. So I think that he highlighted that. I think that was really important to highlight and discuss. So I think Brandon made a lot of great points. That was a great episode. That was a really good episode. So what have you learned from all of this, Jay?
Ooh, the quiz.
I'll give you a quiz now.
This is not a quiz. This is an exam. So it's high stakes. No, I'm just kidding. But what have I learned? So in having the conversations and just kind of thinking about it, reflecting, I definitely think that for me, I have really pulled up on this idea. You know, when Brandon mentioned this, the last time we had a conversation a couple weeks ago, the idea what I want to elevate here and just really stamp for people is this idea that toxicity and a toxic behavior, it's not, something that is stationary or that stays, right? It can be, what's the word I'm looking for? A continuum, right? To where you might be experiencing or exhibiting toxic behaviors one moment, but then that doesn't mean you have to stay in it, right? Or you don't necessarily have to define someone as toxic, right? But actually acknowledge that they are exhibiting toxic behaviors and communicate that and elevate that language to them so that they can be aware. And then they have the opportunity to say, oh, I am exhibiting these behaviors. Or maybe they won't acknowledge it, but that's an indicator to you then that if you don't want to acknowledge that this is, toxic and harmful behavior, then that might be an indicator for me that this is not going to work, right? If it's a boss that is constantly micromanaging or diminishing your value in terms of the effort that you're giving, that's a toxic behavior, right? And so if you can name that and say to your boss, hey, when this happens, I feel this way. If their response is not appreciating or acknowledging and affirming what you're saying, then that's an indicator, in my opinion, from what I've learned, that you might want to do some thinking, some deep thinking about, is this the right place for me? Is this the right organization? Is the right company? Because ultimately you want to be constantly in a space where your cup is being filled. And, if your cup is not being filled, you're not going to pour out to anybody else, and so that's really important.
That's true. I totally agree with you. I had some points that I wanted to say, and setting healthy boundaries was like one of the biggest things that I wanted to highlight. So I'm so happy that you said that. The healthiest relationships that you have are the ones that you create healthy boundaries with. And I feel like so long I was so scared to set boundaries because I was so scared to think about what other people were feeling about me. But what I realized is the best relationships I have are the ones where I set those healthy boundaries. And with some relationships, you don't necessarily have to set boundaries. You could be like, hey, when you did this, it makes me feel like this. And then like Brandon said, he was able to take that, internalize it, and just move on and like make the relationship healthier. But I think the one thing that I've learned the most is recognizing, I'm sorry, I'm just drinking, recognizing that you are in a toxic relationship. I think that is the biggest thing, because we always talk about ownership, toxic person, like realize that you're toxic, but at the same time, it's also like realize that you're in a toxic relationship, and then whatever that may be, and then do what you have to do, like set those healthy boundaries, focus on your mental health, and really like cultivate empathy. You know, like as
Yeah.
a teacher,